So I'm not out here shaming men just because they can't meet a standard that I have for myself. Like, I'm not out here being like, oh, you broke. I'm not saying that. I will simply be like, thank you for your offer, and that's very sweet of you. But this isn't a place that I want to go. Okay. And that's how I'll leave it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Quality Cup Life podcast. My name is Imani, and here we talk about 90s baby, Gen Z, and millennial issues and skills that we should have that you probably weren't taught, because me neither. So welcome to the club. Anyway, in this episode, we're kind of running back the relationship topic, but this time we are talking about that viral list that was going around for restaurants that women absolutely do not want to go on the first date. And so, in tying in, what does relationship stability look like? And so, shout out to Kira and Issac. They were also on episode 36 and 37, so y'all go check that out. And let's get into the show. Also, y'all stop playing with me and go hit that subscribe button and share this episode. And if you're on YouTube, comment too. Thank you. Let's get into the show. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Quality Cup Life podcast. My name is Imani, and here we talk about all the things that millennial, Gen Z, whatever, young adult, whatever you want to call it, things that you probably weren't taught, or things that was never like a conversation. It was like lingering in the air, but nobody was like, hey, let's address this type of thing. And so I'm bringing back some people from, I forget what episode it was, but we were talking about dating and what is going on out here, because there's a lot of, I guess depending on how you grew up, relationships may or may not be a topic of discussion, or whether that's positive, negative, or not at all. And so that's what we're doing today. So y'all, welcome back, Kira and Issac. Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up? What's up? How you doing? We in here.
Hi, y'all.
Oops. So they are back. Thank you so much for coming back, y'all.
Sure. For sure. Definitely. No problem.
I'm really appreciative that you asked me back. I love being on here with you guys. I love chatting with you guys.
Yeah, it was super fun last time. I had a good time. And I even had a good time when I was going back, watching it and stuff and putting it together. I like laughed each time like I wasn't even here.
We're here for the jokes. Yeah, I love that.
Cool. Yeah, it was so fun. So thank y'all so much for coming back. But I really wanted to talk about that that viral list that was going around about places not to take a girl or whatever on a first date. And some of the stuff I thought was kind of wild. I thought it was a little out of pocket. I'll put the list on the screen for y'all if y'all watching this. But if y'all listening, I'm going to name a few of them real quick. So here are the places that the thing actually says, here is a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a date to. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me make a list. So she said, we're collaborating on this list. Whoever this girl is, she said it's a collaboration.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, team effort. So number 1 is Cheesecake Factory. 2 is Applebee's. 3 is Chili's. 4, Chipotle. 5, Olive Garden. 6, the movies. 7, your house. 8, of any fast food chain. 9, Buffalo Wild Wings. 10, Wingstop. And the list goes on. So for one thing, I'm gonna say Buffalo Wild Wings was trash the last time I went. It was absolute trash. So I ain't mad at that one. But what y'all think? Any thoughts?
Ooh, there's a couple on there that I wouldn't mess with. I wouldn't do personally. It's a few on there I wouldn't do personally. Just me. You know, people have similarities, and they both like, hey, we going to the house. You know,
on the first date.
If they feel like that, they can go.
Okay.
Me personally, I'm not trying to, go straight to the house unless it's not a relationship.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If it's that, then okay, cool. We at the crib. But other than if I wanted like a relationship, nah, I don't want to take it to the house first date. What else is on there? So we got that. We got nightclub. I don't even go there by myself.
What number is that? Wait. What number is that?
That's number 24.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
I don't even go to the nightclubs by myself like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I ain't really messing with that one. Let me see. Oh, and family functions. You're not meeting my family on the first day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Like, stop playing with me. Yeah, that's not about to happen. So those are the three that I was like, nah.
So those are the ones you agree with that's a no for you. Which ones, Isaac? Which ones are you know what? Those are the ones you agree with. Kira, which ones do you agree with that's a no on this list?
Y'all, like a lot of them. So I feel like I should go with the ones that I like feel are ones that I would go with, because I crossed a lot of these off. Most of these off.
Oh, really?
Most of these. So my thing is with first dates, I would not go to a place with a man that I don't go to normally on my own. So I set a certain standard for myself while I'm single and out here just like doing life on my own. And so when a man comes into my life, I want him to meet me at that standard. So a lot of these places, I don't love them. I don't love them. But not even like in a bougie or snobbish way. It's just more so like these are places that I wouldn't go for myself. A lot of them I wouldn't go for myself. And then places like watching sports or movies, or what else did they have? They had nightclubs. I couldn't do those because like you're not even talking to me. I can't even decide if I like you or not. Like I'm just sitting beside you in silence. And I don't like sports. So a sporting event is not in the picture either. But yeah.
Okay, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just wondering which ones which ones he would take a girl to.
Okay. So for me, like I said, people have different things that they like. They have like similarities. So if I met a girl and we're just talking and she's like, I really like Chipotle. And I'm like, I like Chipotle too. It's like, you want to go to Chipotle together? Like, see, that's how I was looking at it. That's how I was looking at it. So like, if it's like, if I'm going up to a girl, and of course with me, if you know me, the first impression if I want to take a girl out, then yeah, I want to do something she knows that's what level I'm on. But I'm saying like, if I'm in just a random situation and we're talking and she says, let me see what's on this list. Nah, Buffalo Wild Wings was trash. But that's just,
it definitely was.
Last time I had it was trash.
Was the last time you had it when we were together? Is that it was Kira, it was trash. And the customer service was trash. It was like a group of us. It was like what, 6 or 7 of us?
I don't know. Everybody's food was trash.
Everybody, food came out cold. Was it you that they forgot to bring the food out? Was it you?
They forgot to bring my food out. And they was like, we put some extra on there. You good? I was like, okay. I was like, all right, bet. But yeah, so Buffalo Wild Wings, we good. But let's say what's on here? Okay, Starbucks, right? Starbucks. If she like coffee, I like coffee. We're talking about coffee. Can I take you out for coffee? That's how I was looking at it. I wasn't looking at it as like, okay, I want to make a real great first impression. It's the first date. Let's go and make sure it's somewhere a little fancier or something that I know she'll like. It's just okay. We vibing and we both have we both like this place or a certain thing like that. Let's go try it out. Let's just talk and see what's going on.
So Isaac, you're saying that it depends on so you're okay with some of these, but it depends on, are you saying the conversation or it depends on what is it? Oh, okay, conversation.
Yeah, it depends on like where you meet the person and how you guys are conversing at the time. So let's say I'm in the grocery store, right? And I see a girl, attractive female that I want to go up and talk to. If I go up to her and I'm talking to her, odds are, if I got a first date in mind, it's not going to be Applebee's, Chili's, stuff like that. It's not going to be that. But if I'm talking to her, and because like I told you on the last podcast, I'm into like interactive dates. So I want to do something that we can both talk, we can move around a little bit, not like running, anybody trying to sweat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we want to get involved with each other and active with each other, see how our energies flow off each other. So I would do something like that personally. But if we started talking, she was like, you know what? I really love Applebee's. I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably be like, it might make me want to stop talking to her. But I would be like, you know what?
Well, Applebee's, you bougie now?
I'm a little bougie now. Applebee's be messing up the guts, but we don't need that problem. We don't need that problem. We don't need that problem.
Oh my god! Okay.
She'd be like, you know, I really love Applebee's. Would you want to go out there and meet up one day? I'm cool with it. You feel me? I just won't eat none.
You're so stupid.
But we cool. So that's how I was looking at it. Yeah.
Oh man, you crazy. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And Kira, so if I understand you right, you're saying like you're some of these places you don't agree with because you don't like them. And not because
well, it's just places that I don't set the standard for myself. So like if I decide that one day I want to take myself out and treat myself, I'm never gonna choose Waffle House or Denny's or IHOP or Applebee's. Like I'm never gonna choose those. So like if someone else is saying like, oh, I like you, I'm being intentional about pursuing you, I want them to think more of me than Waffle House. So like I want better for myself. Please give me that. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, I mean, the other places like the movies, and then like the ones where we have to just sit down, be quiet, and watch, that's not interactive. And then like driving somewhere far away, people are too dangerous nowadays, and I'm really not trying to be driven off to my last day. So
you're right about that.
I want to live and be safe and get to know you first.
Yeah.
That's facts. Yeah. I can't be mad at that. That's facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that somewhere that requires a long drive. That's a no for me. That's
you know what? I was so dumb because in my head I was like, I love long drives. I was like a good drive at nighttime. You know, I like money. You know, I like to sit in the car at nighttime.
Yeah.
I'll just sit in the car and talk all night. So I was like, I can go for a long drive. And then she was like, it's dangerous. I was like, it is.
Especially on a first date, like
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, a first date is kind of like I'm trying to get to know you type of thing.
It is.
And so some of these, at first, when I first saw the list, I was like, okay, women are doing the most. And you know, like the whole popular thing is now, like, you need on first date, we need to go to Ruth Chris, we need to go to this restaurant, get a steak, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, y'all doing the most. Like, he don't know you like that. Why should he be spending $60, $70 a plate on some girl he don't know like that type thing? But because I'm like, Cheesecake Factory was something cheap. I thought Cheesecake Factory, what was that? About what, 10 years? 10 to like 7 years ago, I thought cheesecake was top of the tippity top. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I was in that era too.
I'm like, oh man, like, you know, the first time I walked in, I think I was in like West Palm Beach. I was on like this trip with when I was in college. It was like a mini mission trip or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is cheesecake. Okay, like all I could afford in there was a slice of cake. But I was like, hey, this is where the rich folks go. Like, I don't think that. I don't think that no more. I was, you know, broke. I ain't never seen a slice of cake be $12. I never saw it, so I was like, oh snap.
We were all in that boat in college. We were like college times. Oh, they were rough.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, y'all
you can really spin a bag in there for real.
For real.
No, you really can. You can. Absolutely.
If you just be like, I want this, this, and this, and this. Yeah. You can spin a bag for sure.
Yeah, I was like, y'all need to humble yourself because cheesecake, you know what I'm saying? Like cheesecake ain't that's nice to me. Or at least I thought I haven't been there and only went there. I only ate in there once, and then that time before that was in college. We walked in, got some dessert, and left. But dang, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Oh, but I was like, dang, they need to humble themselves. But now I'm looking at the rest of the list. I'm like, I can see, I can see where some of them are. Like Kira was saying, some of these places I don't eat at myself. So it's not like I think. It's not like for me, I think I'm necessarily too good for these places, but I don't really particularly like them. So I'm like, I'm straight, I would say church is an absolute no for a first date. That's
Wait, guys, no.
I know some people.
For a first date, though, Kira?
Church on a first date. Listen, if a man asks me to church for the first date, I'm like, we get to praise Jesus on the first date? Absolutely. 100%.
I think that could like I wouldn't consider that a date though. If I'm trying to get to know you and we going to sit down, I feel like it's given we going to the. I mean, that's a bad comparison.
It could be. I get what you're saying.
Because kind of like you go to the movie, you sit down, you watch, but like you in church, you sit down, you might get up, praise the Lord, lift up your hands, sing, sit down, like that's. And then, sometimes depending on what kind of church you go to, if it's a smaller church, people nosy asking, who is this? Oh, is this who's, For me, it's a no for me. Family functions like with Isaac, it's a no for me. Movie night, you're not coming over to my house and it's our first date, it's a no for me. So that takes out 21 and 7? That's a no for me. I'm not getting in the car with you my first date because I don't know you could be the killer. It's a no for me.
Yeah, you could. Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm driving myself and I'm driving myself home and I'm gonna spin the block to make sure you're not following me because folks crazy.
That one. Oh my God.
I'm gonna go to a neighborhood that's not mine. You feel like I'm definitely am. Let me see. And I think the gym is a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. The gym is a little weird. But unless it's like a class or something like that, I think that's okay. But if you just go into the gym and it's supposed to be a date, I'm like, I don't really know if that's a date. But
but some people like that. That's
that was one I didn't cross out either. I
really?
like the gym. I'm not crazy. Wow.
I ain't mad at you liking the gym, but that's supposed to be, to me, that doesn't sound like a date though.
Yeah.
If it's supposed to be a date.
I think that for me, I feel like the gym is like an important part of my life. So really, in Black church too, that is a really important part of my life too. So me seeing how this man integrates both of those two aspects in his life, that would be a good observation point for me. And so like I could like go in the gym with him and I'm like, my man, if you're lifting 5 pounds, I know you're not free. You're not coming here a lot. I get it. But or like if he's in church and nobody knows who he is, my man, you're not. You don't come here often. True. I feel like those are just two observation points for me to see like how seriously that man integrates two things that are important in my life. Now, the gym is not a deal breaker for me. Like if they didn't integrate that in their life, that's not a deal breaker to me. But church, that really is. So I really want to see offhand, like, how are you?
But on the first date though,
I would love it. I would.
To me, I think like that's a good like maybe like a third, fourth, fifth. Yeah, like I think I don't know. This may just be me, but for a first date, I want to talk and like get to know you type of thing. I don't know.
But see, that's why I was like, that's why when I think about it and I look at the list, I'm like, okay, what do these two people like? That's in common. That's exactly why I looked at it like that. Because I was like, I feel like anything could be a date as long as you two are enjoying each other's company and you're okay with it. But yeah, like I said, certain things on this list, personally, I'm good. But you know, if I ask and she's like, Wingstop, I'm gonna be like, okay, but we can go.
True.
Yeah, like we can go.
Yeah, so, that's true. That's cool.
Waffle House is dangerous though. I wouldn't do that one.
Waffle House is crazy, right? Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's not always dangerous. You know, I think it depends on the time of day, you know?
Oh, okay.
Also, I will say that, like, I don't know, like, Waffle House, that is a place that I hold dear to my heart because in college, it got me through a lot of times.
Yeah, because it was the closest restaurant to the campus.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't do that as a first date. Like, I'm like, oh, this is what you think of me. This is what I thought of myself when I was at my low. But I'm like, no. But even now, I will still eat Waffle House. It's just not a place that I frequent, and it's not like a place that I'll say like, this is a treat. I would never say that about Waffle House.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is kind of going on a long tangent about these restaurants, but like I think back in the day these were actually decent restaurants. So that's why I was like, what you mean? At first, when I first saw it, I was like, dang, people being real bougie. But if you just the quality isn't quality no more. Like for Applebee's used to be okay, but now it's kind of, you know, it's a little ratchet.
It is.
What the one, you know, the one where we from, it had like roaches for a little bit, you know.
That's
I wouldn't eat nothing. I'm not eating nothing.
You know.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah.
So you know. But
no, I ain't gonna cap. I used to go with my cousin every time I go home, but not to eat. We just go talk.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. So I think it's like I think Isaac, you said it, like it depends on what the two people like and their personalities and what that dictates what's okay and what's not okay. I don't think this is a good list for every single person because I ain't mad at some of this stuff. So but for safety reasons, what I am mad at is the somewhere that requires a long drive. I'm mad at that one. And and that movie night, Netflix, Hulu, because that also sounds in your house, because it sounds like I'm at your house and I'm not trying to be at your house on the first date. That sounds
absolutely not.
It's given. You
don't value me.
Yeah, it's given. Like, why if I don't want to be in your car, why would I want to be in your house on the first date? That's a no from me.
You're sexy red,
right?
I can't.
Sexy red vibes, absolutely.
It's like them sexy red vibes. I ain't mad at it.
I cannot. So to like piggyback off the whole list thing, what do y'all think about women who expect a guy that they're just kind of getting to know or maybe just met? What do you think about women expecting them to take them someplace that's like a Ruth Chris, someplace that is going to be at least $30 to $40 a person, maybe 50, 60, depending on what you get. Like women that's expecting maybe a steak and all that. What do you two think about that? Whichever. We're gonna go with Kira first.
I'm women.
You're them?
And so I feel like, and it's not even an expectation because I don't have expectations for like. I don't have necessary expectations. I just have like observations and things that I will accept and won't accept. And like, I really just feel like the first date is a guy showing you like how he wants to pursue you. But then plus, I feel like with the man that I want a man who is generous. And I feel like at this point in my life, God has blessed me enough to be able to treat myself to Ruth's Chris and other places like it. And so if I'm allowing a man into my life and I would expect him to be at that level or above. There is no me taking less than that because I can do that. And it doesn't benefit me at all to accept a man who is not at my level. And so like I don't know, like I see like other women, especially like when you have these narratives of like gold digging, and we can go into a whole tangent about that. But I feel like everything can be said with kindness. So I'm not out here shaming men just because they can't meet a standard that I have for myself. Like I'm not out here being like, oh, you broke. I'm not saying that. I will simply be like, thank you for your offer, and that's very sweet of you. But this isn't a place that I want to go. Okay. And that's how I'll leave it. And if they don't offer more, then that's fine. And it's just on to the next. And that's okay. But then also, like, I've also experienced men who have met me at that standard or went above it. And so, like, my standard for men now, I'm like, I'm not accepting less than what I am. Because, I mean, I worked really hard on myself. And so, like, when I see men, I'm like, you will have had to work hard on yourself too. And I'm just not accepting less than where I am. And I think that's just the biggest thing. It's not about like, oh, you need to spend a bag. It's about, I'm not going to like, I don't know, build a man up. And that's just my biggest thing. I'm not your mom. I'm your partner. I'm your wife. I'm the one that should be provided for and protected because I do fall along those traditional roles. Even in like the relationship that I had, the 7-year relationship, I was a stay-at-home mom. And so like I do fall into those traditional values. And so like I want someone who can support that as well.
Okay. Okay, I understand that. But let me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
Is it so what if a guy meets your standards in all the other areas? He's a phenomenal guy, but maybe he's not able to take you to those places yet. Is that still a no for you?
Yeah.
Like if he checks all the boxes, but he can't take you to Ruth Chris on the first date, it's a no.
And it sounds so steep. It sounds steep. But like I feel like when it comes to men and you dating potential, that is very dangerous for a woman because like you can be with a man and he says like, oh, I'm gonna be this, 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 and this, and you're with him for 20 years and he never becomes any of those things. And so whenever I am trying to be with a man, I want to see who you are, because if you never changed a day in your life, would I still love you the way you are? And in that respect, my answer would be no. And so like and they would have to ask me that they would have to ask the same questions about me as well. Like if I see you where you are right now, if you never changed anything about yourself in this moment, would I still like you? And if their answer is no, then they can move on too. But I won't do potential, especially not financially. Not ever. Because again, like I have a life that God has given me on my own, like in me being single. And so like if a man comes, he has to add value to my life. Like he has to.
So it has to be financial value and all the other values.
And
is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So So I just looked up the average income. It looks like in South Carolina it's about 50,000. And y'all know gas high, water high, not water, food high.
Yeah.
Not gas is coming down. What's the other thing? Rent, utility, in the house, all the things. So like I would say about 7 to 10, 5 years ago, even 50,000 was hitting on something. You could do a lot with 50,000, but now it's not even, and that's the average. So there's a lot of people above it, below it, and then around it. So if you living on your own and then not even it might be, it is. I honestly, I feel for the guys. I feel you, Kira, because you've had your, what am I saying? You've had yourself, you put yourself on a certain level and a certain standard. So that makes sense. And you have a child to think about. And so you need a man that's like, I need you to come, you know what I'm saying? Come with
bring it, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So I understand that. But I also feel for the guys who aren't there because like there's it's a lot of people who aren't there who are really good guys, but that may not be able to take you. And I think it's odd for women to expect, for the women who haven't built their life up to that standard that you are at. But what was I saying? But I feel for those guys, because like I think it honestly, it takes a lot sometimes to even get to the average that's 50,000. It takes a lot. Like it could take multiple degrees. It could take years and years and years. Like if you didn't go to it can take a while, especially depending on what your skill set is and everything. And so I really do feel for women, for guys who experience that. I really feel for that. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, dang, that's crazy. But
no, and I do agree. I think but I and it's not even I think. I know that I have a level of empathy for that. And again, like everything that I say is not out of a heart of like judgment or like just turning my nose up at people. I think for a woman, there is a lot that you give up when you're in a traditional relationship. And maybe with some contemporary relationships and some things that people want in relationships now, maybe you don't give that much up. But I know that for me, even as a stay-at-home mom with no bills to pay at that time, like there was a lot of me that I had to give up. But like also I was financially sound as well. And I couldn't imagine giving those parts up with me and still having to struggle as well. My biggest thing is that like I don't want a struggle love. Like I just don't want that. I don't oh my gosh. I don't want a struggle love. Yeah. That's not appealing to me because like as much as I hate being single, I hate a struggle love even more. So I feel like that's just not something that I would accept. It's not even something that I want my kid to see from me. And I want him, and as far as my kid too, I want him to see ambitious men in his circle. And not saying that men who make a certain amount aren't ambitious, but I do want him to see like where his potential lies in high earning males. I want him to be exposed to that world because I know that even for me, like growing up, I did not grow up any type. I grew up in Orangeburg in the hood. So that like I didn't get exposed to things until later on in my life. And like I know that like I could have come out and been more successful had I been exposed to things earlier. So for my son, I don't want him around a man that can't expose him to certain things because I'm already working on exposing him to things now. That is the minimum. That is like, okay, this is my norm. This is what I'm aiming for. So if someone did come into my life, which by proxy is coming into his life, I want him to be able to elevate what my kid sees as well.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense because I think Kira, you in your own category, you in your own lane, but most women are not like, but they still have your your level of standard, but they don't even meet that standard. So I'm like, bro, like, girl, chill. It's okay to go to Starbucks. It ain't, you know, ain't nothing wrong with a little Chili's if you like Chili's. Like, but Isaac, what you think?
I think that's the biggest thing. Like you said, Kira, you set your own standard, right? And you're at a level now to where when you want to do something that you want to do, you do it. And if a man can't do that for you, why is he in your life? Okay, yeah, and I totally get that. So that's why the way I look at it is, when it comes to those type of women, if you want that type of man, can you do that for yourself? And like you said, you can. So you have that right to feel like that, because if the man, if you can do X, Y, Z by yourself, why is a man there anyway? Because a man is supposed to be there to help you, to help lift you up. I also think women can help lift up a man, though. I will say that, because a lot of times a good woman can raise a man way higher than a man even think his potential could be in the first place. So I will say that. But to go back to the original point, because you have put yourself in that position to be successful and to be able to go to what restaurant you want to eat at, that man that you have coming into your life, he should be able to do that plus more. So I agree with you on that part. I'm just thinking that's how it should be with all the other women too. If you working at Waffle House and you say, nah, I need steak dinner, you want that Waffle House steak dinner. That's what you want.
Waffle House does have steak.
Waffle House got steak. It's a little tough. It's a little tough. I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't suggest it. But you feel me? Like, because at a certain point, I'm not your father. I can't build you up just how you don't want to build me up. So that's how I look at it too.